Welcome back. This is the third episode today that I'm making, and I found this one just recently, and we're just going to start here. This is from CBS. Texas teacher fired after posting illegal immigration rant on Twitter, and we're going to watch part of the video, and then we'll go over and see that. So here we go.
Her comments were hurtful, irresponsible, misleading, and disrespectful to the students she is supposed to protect and educate.
Now, right off the bat, that sounds bad. Yeah. So she's supposed to protect them and educate them.
After hearing from more than a dozen people, none of whom spoke in defense of Georgia Clark.
The remarks created a threat that will directly result in children missing the education to which they are legally entitled because their parents will keep them home out of fear.
No, the parents will keep them home out of fear. What we're seeing here is, and I'll go over it in just a minute, is she was basically tweeting at President Trump, and this just proves that a lot of people don't understand how the internet, Twitter works, because she posted these things publicly, which is fine, because honestly, I think this kind of stuff should come up and come out. I don't know that you should be able to cover a lot of stuff there, but this is a teacher in Texas whose school, she says, is kind of overrun with illegal aliens, and educating them and some other stuff. Anyway.
Fort Worth ISD School Board unanimously voted to terminate her.
The U.S. Supreme Court has expressly held that no student may be denied a public education based upon their citizenship status or lack thereof. We wish to ensure these students and their parents and or guardians that all students are welcome in Fort Worth ISD.
Now, that is actually here. Public Education for Immigrant Students, Understanding Plyer versus Doe. I read through this. Basically, the Supreme Court has ruled that any student in the U.S., any child of that age, has the right, basically, to... the court found the school districts had no rational bias to deny children a public education based on their immigration status, given the harm the policy would inflict on the children themselves and a society as a whole. So that's pretty cut and dry. Supreme Court says can't deny education to children based on immigration status because it would harm the children themselves and society. Less educated people would be a problem. Now, they basically know the contrary. The dissent acknowledged that it is senseless for an enlightened society to deprive any children, including unauthorized immigrants, of elementary education. In part, long-range costs of excluding any children from the public schools might well outweigh cost of educating them. Now, this is something that I must, as a parent, have to agree with. It is having education available for any children in the U.S. is probably better than not educating them. That is something, I have kids in school, that is something you really need to focus on, that children should be educated. Now, you've had some challenges to that, but we're not really going to go back on that for now.
School board made their decision after Clark admitted to district investigators she did send a series of tweets to President Donald Trump last month, but thought they were private. One tweet said Fort Worth ISD is loaded with illegal students from Mexico. Carter Riverside High School has been taken over by them. Another said, I really do need...
Now we're going to back up. She skipped the last part of that. Carter Riverside High School has been taken over by them. Drug dealers are on our campus and nothing was done to them when the drug dogs found the evidence. If that is true, you have drug dealers in school. Now notice how the narrator skipped that part. They just read the first part, even though it's prompted here. No one is going to read through. You're listening. You're not reading, generally.
Another said, I really do need a contact here in Fort Worth who should be actively investigating and removing illegals that are in the public school system.
Now that, like I said, directly going after illegals in the school system, I'm not so much on board with that. I believe, you know, I kind of go along with education is something we should really focus on. However, overall, removing illegal aliens from the country should be something we're doing. I don't think you should target them through children, just because, like I said, a parent here, and I don't know how I don't really like that idea of working that way.
This lady's actions exactly represents institutionalized racism.
Now, Mexico, and I don't know how many times to go over this, is not a race. Illegal aliens is not a race. She is not representing institutionalized racism. She is one of the millions and millions of Americans who really think the country shouldn't be spending $115 billion a year on illegal aliens. This white man standing here talking about institutionalized racism is one of the problems. This is one of those farther left liberals who sees everything as racist. He is one of the problems. He is probably as much of a problem as she is.
Once the tweets came to light, so too did other allegations, and it was my...
You know, this is the reporter here. And that's fine. Like I said, here are basically the list of tweets. We found the F word used in the .com. I promptly deleted both tweets and sent a message to Twitter about it. I don't really need contact. I really do need contact here. Basically, illegals are over. I asked for assistance reporting illegal labels in the Fort Worth school system. Blah, 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 blah. She's going through. Here's my contact number. I don't know if anything you can do to remove illegals. Fort Worth should be greatly appreciated. I need protection from recrimination, which she's already been fired, and that was the story. I don't know where to turn. I contact education system, and then my own Texas will not protect whistleblowers. Mexicans refuse to honor our flag. So these are the tweets here. She, as a teacher, is reaching out to push the president, the U.S., to investigate illegals in the Fort Worth district. Remove them. Don't agree with that. I think overall, ICE, Border Patrol, whatever, should be removing illegals. We should try and make it more difficult for them to be in the U.S. just because it is dragging down the system as a whole. However, I'm pretty much not on board with targeting children. And again, the Supreme Court has said that anyone in the U.S., regardless of legal status, has the right to be educated. Here is Aaron Jones, one of the reporters in the area, North Texas native. The CBS person here. District says Clark admitted to writing Fort Worth ISD is loaded with illegal students from Mexico. Carter Riverside High School has been taken over by them, and I really do need a contact here in Fort Worth who should be actively investigating removing illegals that are in the public school system. Again, that is impossible under the law. So she was referencing something that really can't happen, and then of course you're going to see all these pink lady for Trump. Now I'm assuming she is going to be for Trump. I applaud her. There's no reason why anyone in this country undocumented. She's being fired for being a whistleblower, plain and simple. And of course somebody's attacking her. I bet your ass is in church pew on Sunday and pretend to be Christian. This is the take. There is nothing about being a populist and a nationalist that doesn't mean you can't be Christian. Of course, anecdotal evidence. I went to middle school where she previously taught, and somebody actually accused her of racism. I think this seals the deal. Mexico is not a race. Mexico is a nation. Mexico has roughly 12 million illegal, undocumented, whatever you want to call them, in this country, and they are draining the system, 100 billion plus a year. And you just see these. It boils my blood. She deserves to lose her position in a classroom because she spoke the truth. Do you have any contrary evidence to her opinion, or just want to fire a person who doesn't think like you do? This right here, why immigrants can actually, here's the law, and this is where, I don't think it's from this. But anyway, law states they can go. Now, her wanting to push illegals out of the country And this guy here knows she's a teacher who obviously never learned Texas history or U.S. civics. Sales tax and property tax paid past tense for a salary. Everyone pays sales tax, property tax. Now, everyone pays sales tax and property tax. Everyone pays sales tax, but the $100 billion a year in services that are different from that are not from illegal sales tax and property tax. They're from citizen sales tax and property tax, and you should focus on that. The problem, I don't think, is with them with education. It's just the overall number. That's where I kind of stand on all of these. Lots of stories on here about it. I would like to know what people think on this, because I am pretty sure that the number of illegals in the country is skyrocketing. We are seeing a crisis at the border. Lots of little communities around there are having a state of emergencies. They aren't able to take them. Trump said he's going to move them to the sanctuary states. Sanctuary states, no, you can't do that. That's illegal, even though that would benefit the illegals greatly, shipping them there, because those centers are built for them. However, I don't see this type of story ending. It was really strange, though, that you can show that this lady had no idea how to private message someone, and why you think that you as a person could private message the President of the United States. It's beyond me. If she had done her homework, she could have gotten here that this is why you can't kick kids out of school. This is why the illegals are in school, and there is not a lot a citizen can do about it. But hey, that's just me. Let me know your thoughts, comments below. Like I said, if there are actively people selling drugs on the school grounds, drug dealers are on our campus, and nothing has been done, and the follow-up is that was the drug dogs are there and found stuff. This is a problem within the school system. Should Georgia Clark be fired? Probably under this part of the law, yes, because she is not trying to be racist, but she is trying to deny a legal right. That's kind of where I stand on it. I don't think it's racist at all to say that we should have fewer illegals in the country. And yeah, that's just my take. Children should be educated, but overall we should, as the United States, should start pushing to remove millions and millions of these people from the country, because they are simply here economically, and that truly does hurt the poor American citizens more than anyone else, because the wages at the bottom of our economy stay so low because of millions and millions of illegal people being in the country. And that's my thoughts. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, dislike. Let me know what you think. Tell me you hate me. Whatever. That's fine. This is a conversation that I would like to have. Thank you. Have a great day.